Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas Gomes. I'm your town moderator.
Hello.
I am honored to be here.
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly in the back? Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to do this with my mask on because I've heard I am long-winded, but if you ever have any issue with hearing for whatever reason, please speak up and let me know, and I will switch over. So I want to thank you all for being here today and joining us for the annual town meeting. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's annual town meeting for the town of Acushnet, dated June 20th of 2020. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a warrant today containing 21 agenda items that we are going to get through. I want everyone to know that this meeting is being recorded, video, audio. The fire department has ensured that the location is safe and sanitary. I would request, if you do want an opportunity to come and speak, please do so using the mic. It will be kept sanitized for you, and if you can limit touching the microphone, it would be appreciated. Now we have a quorum, and I'm happy to see all your faces. Thank you very much. I want to note the warrant was properly posted by the constable and confirmed by the town clerk. And lastly, this meeting is held in accordance with the governor's emergency order, and I want to thank the select board for making it happen, because despite this difficult time we are in, we must continue to move forward for our democracy here in Acushnet. So I'd like to call this meeting, and starting with Article 1, regarding accepting the town reports. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town hear and act upon the reports of the officers, boards, departments, committees, and commissions as printed in the 2019 annual report.
Okay. Second, thank you. All those in favor, if you may show your hand by raising it, please. Okay. All those in opposition? Seeing no opposition, Article 1 passes unanimously. Moving forward with Article number 2, regarding the prior year's bills and Trident Insurance. Do I have a motion?
Moderator, I move that the town vote to transfer free cash the sum of $5,000 to pay a prior year bill payable to Trident Insurance Company for an insurance deductible.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. And do I have a recommendation from the...
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed in the amount of $5,000.
And thank you for clarity on that. The motion was made by Mr. Gaspar, seconded by Mr. Desroches, and it was stated as written in the warrant. And for clarity on this, it is that the town shall vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $5,000 to pay a prior year bill payable to Trident Insurance Company for insurance deductible. If I could put that to a vote, all those in favor of Article 2, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 2, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 2 passes unanimously. Moving forward with Article 3 regarding prior year bill for Fire Academy books. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $465 to pay prior year bills payable to Timothy DeSilva, Sean Silva, and Nathan Correa for reimbursements for the Fire Academy books.
Second.
And for clarity, this motion is for the amount of $465. Put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 3, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 3, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 3 passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article number 4, the fiscal year 2021 budget. This article is going to be read in accordance to our practice of going through each line item. If you request to be heard on a particular line item, for example, looking at the first budget item, which is 1110 Reserve Fund, if you wanted to comment on the Reserve Fund, you would please raise your hand and exclaim, "Hold." When I hear a hold, I will take that item out so we can have the discussion regarding that particular line item, and we'll do it one by one. So starting for Article 4, first topic, line 1110, Reserve Fund. Line item 1113, Town Meetings and Elections. Line item 1114, Moderator. Line item 1122, Selectmen. Line item 1131, Finance Committee. Line item 1135, Town Accountant. Line item 1141, Assessors. Line item 1145, Town Treasurer, Collector. Line item 1151, Town Council. Line item 1155, Technology. Item 1161, Town Clerk. Item 1163, Board of Registrars. Item 1171, Conservation Commission. Item 1172, Soil Board. Line item 1175, Planning Board. Line item 1176, Board of Appeals. Line item 1192, Town Buildings. Moving forward, Public Safety. Line item 2210, the Police Department. Line item 2220, Fire and EMS Department. Line item 2241, Building Department. Line item 2244, Sealer of Weights and Measures. Line item 2291, Emergency Management Agency. Line item 2292, Animal Control. Line item 2294, Forestry. Moving forward to Education. Item 3320, Old Colony. Moving forward, item 3325, Acushnet School Department. Moving forward to Public Works. Public Works, item number 4422, Department of Public Works. Line item 4423, Snow and Ice Removal. Line item 4424, Street Lighting. Line item 4431, CMAS. Line item 4491, Cemetery. Item 4451, Water Fund, Reserve. Line item 4450, Department of Public Works. Line item 7450, Water Fund. Moving forward to Human Services. Item 5510, Board of Health. Item 5541, Council on Aging. Item 5543, Veterans. Moving forward to Culture and Recreation, item 6610, the Library Department. Item 6630, the Recreation Department. Item 6650, the Park Department. Item 6691, the Historical Commission. And item 2699, miscellaneous. Okay, moving forward to the debt service. Item 7710, retirement of debt. Item 7751, interest. Non-departmental items. Number 1911, pensions. And item 1914, insurance. Okay. I wanted to take the time to go over the entire budget in the amount of originally requested $31,887,365. If I may have the recommendation from the Finance Committee.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
And for clarity, the amount that the Finance Committee is recommending is the $31,887,365 figure.
No.
So for clarity for the record, the Finance Committee is recommending the amount of $30,762,685.
Correct.
Thank you very much. If I may have the motion for Article 4.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town fix the salaries of all elected officials for fiscal year 2021 and vote to raise and appropriate funds for the payment of said salaries and compensation, including the funding of the town's obligations under the collective bargaining agreements, the payment of debt and interest, provide for a reserve fund, and for charges, expenses, and outlays of the several town departments for the ensuing 12-month period through June 30th, 2021, all as set forth in the budget presented by the Finance Committee, and as funding, therefore, to raise and appropriate from taxation the sum of $18,896,191, appropriate the sum of $7,502,023 from projected state aid receipts, appropriate the sum of $3,447,442 from estimated local receipts, and to transfer from free cash the sum of $335,727, and transfer from EMS reserve receipts account the sum of $519,752, and transfer from the Water Special Revenue Fund surplus the sum of $60,000, and transfer the sum of $1,550 from the fund balance reserved for debt premiums, all to fund the budget as recommended by the Finance Committee as shown in the final column of Article 4 in the warrant for June 20th, 2020 annual town meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second on the motion?
Yes. Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hallcraft. Okay, I'll put it to vote. All those in favor of Article 4, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 4, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 4 passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Moving forward, Article number 5, the Gulf Enterprise Fund. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $1,465,136 to operate the Golf Club Enterprise authorized under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53 F and a half, as set forth in Article 5 of the June 20, 2020 annual town meeting warrant.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Thank you. Okay, I'll put Article 5 to a vote. All those in favor of Article 5, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 5, please raise your hand. Seeing one opposition? Any other oppositions? Article 5 passes with one opposition. Thank you. Okay, moving forward, Article number 6, relative to the Sewer Enterprise Fund. Do I have a motion?
Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $719,577 to operate the sewer enterprise fund authorized on the Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, subsection 53 F and a half, as set forth in Article 6 of the June 20th, 2020 annual town meeting warrant.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Thank you. Putting Article 6 to a vote. All those in favor of Article 6, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 6, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 6 passes. Moving forward to Article number 7, the cable-related fund and PEG access. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $190,000 to operate the PEG Access and Cable-Related Receipts Reserve Fund authorized under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53 F and 3/4. Such appropriations shall be under the direction of the Board of Selectmen. All is set forth in Article 7 of the June 2020 annual town meeting warrant.
Thank you. Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Finance Committee. Sorry, folks. Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Thank you. Putting Article 7 to a vote. All those in favor of Article 7, please raise your hand. All of those opposed to Article 7, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 7 passes unanimously. Moving forward, Article 8, to apply and accept state and federal grants. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town authorize the Board of Selectmen to apply for state or federal grants and to expend any monies received as set forth in the appropriate grant applications.
And I would invite the public to also second any motion to save the breath of the Select Board. Do I have a second on the motion? Thank you.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Putting Article 8 to a vote. All those in favor of Article 8, please say aye. Please raise your hand. Thank you. Any opposition to Article 8, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 8 passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article 9, Chapter 90, Authorization for Road Funds. Do I have a motion?
Chairman, I move that the town vote to accept and expend any sum or sums of money that may be available from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for Chapter 90 type construction improvements or reconstruction of public ways and associated equipment, further to authorize the Board of Selectmen to enter into contracts relative to and to appropriate said sum or sums in anticipation of reimbursement from the Commonwealth.
Thank you. Do I have a second on that motion? Thank you. From the public?
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Putting Article 9 to a vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you, Mr. Cabral. Does anyone have any discussion on Article 9? Seeing no discussion, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 9, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 9, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 9 passes unanimously. Moving forward, Article 10, related to the Treasurer's authorization. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move the article as written in the warrant.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you. From the public?
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion on Article 10? Seeing no discussion, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 10, please raise your hand. All those opposed, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 10 passes unanimously. Moving forward, Article 11 for capital regarding the school district. Do I have a motion on Article 11?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to transfer the sum of $110,000 from free cash and the sum of $50,000 from the capital expenditure fund account for the purpose of purchasing the capital items as described in Article 11 of the June 2020 annual town meeting, and all accessory costs as incidental to the purchase and installation of the equipment aforementioned.
Do I have a second on the motion? Thank you.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion for Article 11? Seeing no discussion, I will put Article 11 to a vote. All those in favor of Article 11, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed to Article 11, please raise your hand. Article 11 passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving forward to Article 12 regarding the Stormwater Management Bylaw Amendment. Do we have a motion for Article 12?
I move Article 12 as written in the warrant.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion for Article 12? Okay, no discussion. For clarity of the record, the changes to the bylaw are contained in Appendix 2 of the warrant. Seeing no discussion, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 12, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those opposed to Article 12, please raise your hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Seeing no opposition, Article 12 passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving forward, Article 13, the floodplain overview, which is another bylaw amendment. Do I have a motion for Article 13?
Mr. Moderators, since FEMA has rescinded their decision to redefine the floodplain overlay due to COVID-19 pandemic, I move to table Article 13 as written in the warrant.
Okay, motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second? Okay. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. Any opposition to Article 13? Any opposition to the motion made by Selectman DesRosiers? Seeing no opposition, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Article 14, the General Reserve article. Do I have a motion? Please.
I move the town vote to reserve from FY 2021 Community Preservation Fund estimated revenue of the sum of $9,775 for administrative expenses, 10%, $19,550 for open space purposes, 10%, $19,550 for historic preservation, 10%, $19,550 for affordable housing, and the remaining $127,075 for fiscal year 2021
Thank you, Mr. Centerizio. And do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Second made.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion for Article 14? Seeing no discussion, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 14, please raise your hand. All those opposed to Article 14, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, the motion passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article 15 regarding the Little Toy improvement, do I have a motion?
Make a motion, I move the town vote to appropriate the transfer of recreation reserve sum of $80,000 community preservation fund balance budget reserve. Contribution cost improvement, expansion, reconstruction of the Little Toy playground located on 800 River Road.
Thank you, Mr. Centerizio. Do I have a second on the motion?
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
One moment, please. 14? I must have missed it. I did miss it. Okay. Yes, just give me one moment. Council. It's been brought to my attention that I made an error here and did not see someone who wanted discussion on Article 14 relative to the community preservation funds. I'd like to note that this article could not be amended to exceed the amount that was recommended by the community preservation community. And because it was voted on, it must stand. I am not allowed to go back to it, but I am sorry for missing the opposition. And I would just request, I'll try to be more diligent on it, but please assist me by raising your hands as high as possible and proudly as possible. Okay. Now 15 is going to vote. Yes. Thank you. So, just to bring everyone back where we are at Article 15. A second was made on the motion. The Finance Committee unanimously recommended the article. Is there any discussion for Article 15? Seeing no discussion for Article 15, I will put it to a vote. All those in favor of the motion made, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. Any in opposition to Article 15, please indicate by raising your hand. Seeing no opposition, the article passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving forward, Article 16, regarding improvements to the fire station. Do I have a motion for Article 16? Thank you. Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Second made.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion on Article 16?
Mr. Moderator.
Just for clarity of the record, Article 16 is in regards to the historic fire station located at 1130 Main Street. Seeing no discussion on Article 16, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 16, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. All those opposed, please indicate by raising your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 16 passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article 17 regarding the Cemetery Board authorization. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move this article as written in the warrant.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Do I have any discussion for Article 17? If you could please, or if you think your lungs can take it, go ahead.
That's going to be put on that amount, if there's a cap of what it goes to. It seems like an open article could be any amount of money. Are we capping it off at a certain rate?
There's a budget. There is a budget for.
So here, this is specifically related to the budget, and well, let's see if we could get an answer for the resident.
Yeah.
Pull up the cemetery boards.
Yeah, getting there fast isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a budget for cemetery and the salaries, the total is $5,464 for salaries.
Can't hear you, Julie Lilla.
Oh, really? Sorry. The operating budget salaries for cemetery is limited to $5,464.
Yes, so just for clarity, it's a salary figure of the 5,464, expense totaling 1,325, for a total request of 6,789.
And it's budget section 21 in your budget book.
Is there any further discussion on Article 17? Seeing no further discussion, I will put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 17, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. All those opposed to Article 17, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 17 passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article 18, Park and Recreation Board Authorization.
Mr. Moderator, I move this article as written in the warrant.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Any discussion relative to Article 18? Seeing no discussion for Article 18, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 18, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. All those opposed to Article 18, please indicate by raising your hand. No opposition. Seeing no opposition, Article 18 passes unanimously. Moving forward to Article 19, the revolving fund authorization. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town fix the maximum amount that may be spent during fiscal year 2021, beginning on July 1st, 2020, for the revolving funds established in town bylaws for certain departments, boards, committees, agencies, or offices in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half, as presented in Article 19 of the June 20, 2020 Annual Town Meeting warrant.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second made. Thank you very
Finance
much.
Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Okay. Any discussion relative to Article 19? Seeing no discussion for Article 19, I will put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 19, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. All those opposed to Article 19, please raise your hand. Okay, seeing no opposition, Article 19 passes unanimously. Satisfactory for the 2/3 majority vote. Moving forward, Article 20, relative to the authorization of
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to allow the Board of Library Trustees to sell discarded books and periodicals of the Acushnet Public Library to the Friends of the Acushnet Public Library for the sum of $1.
Thank you very much for the motion. Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Second made. Finance Committee recommendation unanimously. Thank you very much for that. I will ask any discussion for Article 20. Seeing no discussion, I will put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 20, please indicate by raising your hand. Any opposition to Article 20, please raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, Article 20 passes unanimously. Thank you. And lastly, the last article of the warrant, number 21, the resolution of gratitude. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town recognize and express our gratitude to those employees, boards, and commission members who completed their service to the town in the calendar year 2019 by the adoption of the resolution as shown in Appendix 4 of the annual town meeting warrant of 2020.
Thank you. Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Finance Committee recommends this article unopposed.
Thank you. Any discussion on Article 21? Seeing no discussion for Article 21, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor of Article 21, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. All those opposed to Article 21, please indicate by raising your hand. One opposition. I declare Article 21 passes with opposition. Yeah, just one moment, please. So everyone, this concludes the warrant. Selectman Cabral requests to address the residents, and I am more than happy to allow him to do so. And the last thing I want to say is thank you, everyone, for coming here today and getting through the warrant efficiently, braving the weather, and it's a Saturday. So after Mr. Cabral speaks, I hope we all enjoy our weekends. Thank you.
Had a gentleman want to be recognized as well? Could I speak?
Yes, yes.
Hello. All right, on Article 5, I don't believe it was asked for discussion. I know it passed, but I did have a question/comment. So it looks...
So, one second, sir. So unfortunately, the problem that I have is I can't allow us to go back to open up the discussion because the vote has been made.
I don't believe you asked for discussion when passing Article 5. You did ask for discussion on most articles, but on 5 you didn't. It went straight to vote. Did he ask for discussion? No, he didn't.
Which article?
Article
5.
5.
Article 5 is the golf course. Mr. Moderator, if you would allow it, I believe the Board of Selectmen would be willing to answer any questions for this gentleman.
It passed. I'm not trying to change
So-
it. I have a...
But I have an issue of not allowing someone to speak and then allowing another person to speak.
You didn't ask for discussion.
I understand.
So you made a
And
mistake.
So I apologize, Council. I'm going to make a decision here that I'm going to allow these people to give their discussion, but there will be no vote. And I'm going to allow both of you to do so because
Absolutely.
of my error. Please state your name, address.
My name is Tyler Magalhaes. I live on 20 Morses Lane. I actually have two things. One has nothing to do with the articles. I started on the Article 5. My question here, inquiry, looks like a 1.465 million operating expense. And it looks like revenue is under that. So we pay to operate the golf course at a break even. And that's my only question, and I wanted to pose that question. It wasn't asked for discussion.
Thank you for the question. Select Board, do you?
I'm sorry, Tyler, I don't understand your question. You're saying about revenue.
Yeah, it looks like it costs 1.4, and we can discuss it. I can discuss it at a later time if anybody. I'm just curious myself. I don't know if anyone else cares.
I believe the question being asked is, essentially the Golf Club Enterprise Fund is operating and using the entire sum of $1,465,136,000 in expenses.
Yeah, so it brings in no additional. We just break even. Is that right?
Well, we don't know what the revenue, that's anticipated revenue for what we're setting the budget at, and we've always met the revenue, the budget, so we'll have to figure out where it is, and at the end of the year, if there's a shortfall, we'll fund that through surplus. We have a surplus in that account, I believe is somewhere in the realm of $400,000, roughly. So at the end of the year, if we don't make the budget, whatever that budget shortfall is, we'll make an appropriation at town meeting to offset that.
And does the golf course ever earn us additional revenue over expenses?
I'm sorry?
Does the golf course ever create additional revenue over expenses?
We have in the past.
Previous
Yeah, I
years?
think last year we made like 100,000, somewhere around there, Tyler.
Okay.
Estimated. This year might be a little difficult due to COVID.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can to meet the revenue projections that we've put in place with the golf committee. So we're pretty confident because we had a little bit of a surplus going into the close of the season for the winter. So we'll see where we come out. And You know, I'm sure that you have an interest in golf. I hope that you do, and I hope that you go out there and spend some money to support our golf course. But we've been doing pretty well over there at the golf course, so our projections look like we're going to meet target. This year could be, we close the year in a couple of weeks. We'll see where we end up, but we had a surplus going into the winter close, roughly $45,000, $50,000 thereabouts. So I know that we'll have a little shortfall coming up right now, but we'll see where the revenue comes in for the remainder of the year. I know that as soon as the Board of Selectmen were allowed the golf course to open up, people are out there golfing, so we'll see where we come in. We might have a break even, we might have a shortfall. We don't know that yet until we close the year.
All right, I appreciate that response. Thank you very much. One last thing, it was, again, comments/question, nothing to do with the articles. There's been an awful lot of fireworks going on lately.
I apologize, but there are other avenues. You could call the fire department, you could call the police department.
I
and
did last
request-
evening, and I thought I could present in front of
It's not an
the other.
it's not an open forum, but I do apologize to you. But if issues do arise, call the emergency services.
I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Tyler, if you have any questions, please call the Board of Selectmen and we'll respond to those questions effectively.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Moderator doesn't seem to want to listen.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, as I stated, out of fairness, there was another individual who was missed for discussion. Although the vote has been made, and I must honor that, I do want someone, if they have questions or something that they wanted to bring up that was missed, I feel obligated to allow that. So if anyone did have a discussion that was missed for whatever reason, you have a question, you came out here on a Saturday, you deserve to give your piece or ask your question. Is there anyone there who would like to speak? Okay. Seeing none, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Cabral.
So just some concluding comments, and these probably should have been opening comments, but this is a different meeting for us. So first of all, thank you all for coming. It's an experiment having our town meeting on a Saturday. This is something that I don't recall ever being done before. But the turnout here is amazing on a Saturday at 10 o'clock when it's 82 degrees and the sun is shining in the middle of a pandemic. I think that's a record for the town of Acushnet for a town meeting that meets all of those qualifiers. But we the Board of Selectmen made a lot of adjustments to accommodate this agenda to make sure this meeting happened. The quorum was actually set at 10 people. We stripped down this agenda to avoid any articles that could have been controversial. Tried to avoid things that were controversial to make sure we weren't going to be discussing anything that would be controversial and people. Force people to come and feel they were obligated to be in this room to address that article. So this was stripped down to the basics. But this budget process was very, very difficult this year with COVID-19 hitting. Our town administrator identified the fact that we really don't know what revenues are going to be next year. And mid-budget stream, we went back to all the departments in town and said we really need you to to try to cut your budget by an additional 5%, which is doesn't sound like a lot, but when we've got departments already working on very, very thin budgets, that's really difficult to do. But the net result of that was a budget that started at near $30 million, just over $30 million. $1.2 million was stripped out of that budget, and that's through the work of all the department heads in town, working with the finance committee, who have been working right through this, and have all been meeting right through this. I do want to acknowledge. So thank you all again for coming. We were hoping for 10 people. We set the quorum as low as possible. I do want to acknowledge our town administrator, Julie Hebert, who's been doing 2 jobs for most of the past year and has really, been working tirelessly for the last 5 months on this budget to pull this all together and this warrant article together. So, just really need to thank Julie and her team in the finance department, and really all of the departments in town for their cooperation. The school department, all the departments in this town for working together to allow us to deliver a budget that hopefully we can live with. We're extremely concerned about what fiscal 2021 may bring, and that state revenues may not be what we're projecting them to be in this budget. So part 2 of this may come this coming fall, but a lot of work went into this. I just felt I needed to make some comments. We really just started jumped right into it, and need to express some appreciation to the team in town and to you all for, again, turning out on a Saturday morning, and appreciate your being here. Mr. Moderator, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Moderator.
Cabral.
I'd like to second
Barr.
Mr. Cabral's thoughts. This is pretty incredible that we've gotten all you people to come here on a Saturday morning where we usually do town meeting on Monday night, and we struggle for a 75 quorum. I basically counted 50-something people in this room. So to all of you that attended today, thank you very much. And to all you dads out there, happy Father's Day.
Mr. Moderator,
Yes.
I'd like to also acknowledge and thank Mr. Roger Cabral for his 3 years of service as Select Board member. I know he still has one more week to go, so it's not completely over. But on a personal note, it's been very nice working with you in my first year on the board. So thank you very much.
Seeing no closing salutations, I will close this meeting. Thank you very much to everyone for coming. This meeting is at a close. Second? Motion passes. Thank you.